start, if you have heard of me before, it was probably something like this. I'm just gonna do this quickly with this notebook. We have camera. Oh, the closer one. Don't we have a closer one? Sorry. I know we had like camera point 2.
There it is.
And all right, here we are. It went something like this. This is a thing that you do when you're bored in math class. It's a doodle game. So the game is you draw some sort of shape, like a triangle, and then you put the biggest circle you can in it. And that's not a very good circle. Let's kind of do that again. All right. Triangles, circles, and then you just fill up the space with the biggest circle you can and the space left over, and you do that again and again, tiny spaces, and you know it's supposed to look awesome, right? If you do enough of it. There's some limitations on this, right? In theory, you can do this in infinitely many circles. You know, there's always a little space left over every time you put a tiny circle. There's still infinitely more. The limit on the notebook, though, you can't do infinitely many because eventually your pencil gets like a little too dull. Like there's too much.
That's when you need David Rees.
Right, it has a certain thickness, and especially this pen. This pencil is straight out of the box, and it's already getting too dull to get infinitely many circles, which is kind of a problem. Yeah? David Rees, ladies and gentlemen. He says I need his help.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
I'm here to help Hart because her pencil isn't sharp enough. And I'm also here to help all of you because you don't know anything about sharpening pencils. Fortunately, I don't suffer from that condition. In fact, I've literally written a book about how to sharpen pencils. This book comes out in 2 months, but if you'll indulge me, I'd like to read from it this morning in the hopes that some of you will take away some minuscule percentage of my astonishing knowledge vis-a-vis pointing a pencil. It's a technical term. Can I have a couple minutes here, Vi?
Please, educate me.
Backstage.
This morning is about learning, and
I agree. And I'm about to school these animals. I'm going to need 5 volunteers from the class. 5 volunteers, if you please raise your hand. There will be physical activity involved, and there will be a slight risk of danger. Keep that in mind. Let's have this gentleman. You can make your way up the side. This woman on the front row. This woman here in the white t-shirt. The gentleman with the long hair. And then, I tell you what, who is the oldest sea monkey volunteer in the audience? I want to educate a broad spectrum of humanity's ages.
24, yeah!
Must be nice. Is there anyone here in their 50s who is interested in volunteering? Anyone in their 50s? How old are you, sir? 57. Can anyone top 57? How old are you? 58. Oh, like you're 59. Like you're 59. Are you interested in volunteering? Come up. Let's do it. You guys stand right here. It's on the stage. It's on the stage. Okay.
You want us out here?
Well, it's a little too close.
Don't pull up.
That's good. I hope you don't mind if I address you with my back turned to you. I feel most comfortable talking to women that way. There are many pencil pointing techniques, Vi, but I thought this morning it would be fun to share with the class some of the more creative and silly pencil pointing techniques. My book, of course, has 18 chapters of different pencil sharpening methods. And I thought that this morning it would be fun to read from chapter 16, Novelty Pencil Sharpening Techniques. So let's do that. You folks await your cues. And I should let you know, one of you will be spending some time on your hands and knees. So just be ready for that. Chapter 16, Novelty Pencil Sharpening Techniques. There was a time when any pencil sharpener, man or machine, was a novelty. Pencils, as we recognize them, have existed for centuries. Yet it is only in the past 200 years that pencil sharpeners have become so familiar as to lose the shock of the new. For certain adrenaline junkies, this familiarity means a constant search for new, more radical ways of sharpening a pencil. Although one could criticize such novelty seekers for not being content with the novelty of a well-hewn pencil that stands athwart history in our age of automation and disposability, it is perhaps more rewarding to join in the hunt. To that end, I present here a few novelty sharpening techniques, some old, some new, that will engage both craftsmen and audience. First volunteer, make your way to the island of sharp pencils. Good morning, what's your name?
Acorn.
Acorn. What's your real name?
Acorn. Actually.
Okay.
Acorn Nathan Norton Spider 7-Up Plumbing Pulley is my full name. You can use any sex that you like.
Be advised, I'm extremely hungover. If you could just pick a single normal name that will not tax my brain to its limit, I would appreciate it, sir.
Acorn.
A big round of applause for Jeff, ladies and gentlemen. Jeff, I'm going to hand you two objects. One is a number 2 pencil. The second is the Alvin Brass Bullet Single Blade Pocket Sharpener. I highly recommend this single blade pocket sharpener for your basic sharpening needs. Make a note of that.
You know, I'm an artist. Is a basic pencil sharpener going to cut it here?
I trust you won't be disappointed by. Take this object in hand.
Really,
My one request this morning to all the volunteers, because this is kind of a trial run for my book tour, is do not assume anything about the technique you are about to deploy. Follow my written instructions to the letter, assuming nothing about any physical activity that will or will not occur on the stage in my presence. Have I made myself clear? Technique number 1, sharpening a pencil behind your back. This technique is said to have been inspired by Jimi Hendrix, the famous guitarist who reveled in outlandish and theatrical flourishes. One of Hendrix's signature gestures, of course, was to play his guitar behind his head. Some people argue Jimi Hendrix had to resort to playing the guitar behind his head in order to distract people from the fact that he was a mediocre musician. I disagree. In fact, Jimi Hendrix was one of the top 500 guitar players of the 1960s. His moments of behind-the-back exuberance were actually a celebration of his talent, as well as a challenge to his audience. If you think I'm not very good at playing guitar, how do you explain the fact that I'm currently doing so behind my head while dressed like a gypsy? No need to answer, just enjoy another interminable rock and roll guitar solo. One of the most difficult things about playing a guitar behind one's head is that it is impossible to see the strings, frets, and buttons of the guitar while doing so. The guitar teacher who begins his first lesson with, "Put this Les Paul behind your head," is not to be trusted, as the technique requires a long-established comfort and familiarity with the instrument. The same is true for sharpening a pencil behind one's back, and is why I don't recommend this novelty technique for anyone with fewer than 200 hours of sharpening experience under his or her belt. We will forego that because we are at sea. Insert the pencil into the sharpener. Raise your arms over and behind your head. Don't be alarmed if you can no longer see the pencil and sharpener. This is because they are behind you. Sharpen as usual. Face the audience here. No, face the audience. Sharpen as usual, making sure that the shavings don't fall inside the back of your shirt. To the casual onlooker, of course, it looks as though you're simply stretching your arms or adjusting your shirt collar. But the small, steady sound of a pencil being sharpened will complicate their theory and drive them to distraction. Where is that sound coming from? Is somebody sharpening a pencil in here? All I see is a guy or gal stretching their arms or maybe adjusting their collar. This is the time to turn around and reveal your behind-the-head handiwork to the bewildered company. A moment's glance and they will understand everything. Great job, Jeff. Let's take a look. You can hand me the Alvin brass bullet sharpener and the pencil, and we can remove the ponytail hair from the pencil before handing it to me. Ooh, a little stubborn there. Not a bad start. Not a bad start. Let's have a round of applause for Jeff. Thank you, sir. May I bring the next volunteer to the stage for the next novelty pencil sharpening technique? Good morning. What's your name?
Steven.
Steven, I have to ask you a quick question. How do you feel about putting brass objects in your mouth? Are you comfortable with that?
I'll attempt it.
I like this kid. Okay, handing you a number 2 pencil and an Alvin brass bullet pencil sharpener. I'm going to give you a little spoiler. This is what you're going to be doing. Describe it. Technique number 2, sharpening a pencil with your teeth. Also inspired by Jimi Hendrix, this is a more dangerous technique that calls for focus and discipline beyond that of the behind-the-head move. When using this technique, take the precautions necessary to ensure that the sharpener won't accidentally slip out of your teeth and down your throat. Indeed, it is a testament to Hendrix's own meticulous preparation and discipline that in all his years of playing his guitar with teeth, he never accidentally swallowed one. Place a pencil sharpener between your teeth.
Okay, now which end goes?
You know what I gotta say? I like the cut of your jib. Ask away.
Okay, so
No. Parallel. I'll show you here. Like this. I'll describe it. Place a pencil sharpener between your teeth, biting down on it to ensure its stability while pressing against it with your tongue to keep it from slipping back into your mouth. Make sure the shaving slip of the sharpener faces away from the mouth so that shavings do not fall inward onto your tongue, as this could lead to panic and the accidental dislodge of the sharpener, leading in turn to choking and death. Now sharpen as usual. There we go. You got it. You will notice that the gestural profile of this activity is quite similar to that of brushing one's teeth, which suggests a further escalation of whimsy. If you share a bathroom with a loved one, you can stand in front of the mirror, sharpening a pencil in your mouth at the time you would otherwise be brushing your teeth. When your partner enters the bathroom, he or she will likely say, "Oh, how sweet, you're brushing your teeth, I love you." At which time you can turn around, remove the pencil sharpener from your mouth, and say, "All I can say is I'm glad you're not my dentist." Or, "Pass the Colgate for my pencil." After you share a laugh over the simple mistake, make love and ejaculate with maximum force all over the bathroom floor. Give it up. Two more teeth things to share with you. Is that okay?
Please.
Okay. Next two volunteers to the stage, please. The next two volunteers. Hi there. Which one of you is more physically flexible? Which one of you is better equipped psychologically to labor under the subtext of indignity? That's a special choice. You? All right. You stand there for a moment. Approach the front of the lectern. And your name is? Jennifer. Round of applause for Jennifer. Jennifer, handing you now the almond brass bullet and a number 2 pencil. No, I don't believe in disinfectant. The mouth needs certain bacterial cultures thriving within it in order to survive a deep sea salad bar experience. Technique number 3, sharpening a pencil in front of a car. You are playing the role of a car. Just down like that. Wonderful. Imagine, if you will, an American sedan. Don't look at the car. Sharpening a pencil in front of a car. This is a subtle trick, but it rarely fails to amuse. I find it hard to do without smiling. Find a car and stand beside it, taking care not to touch it. After confirming your audience can see the car behind you, sharpen the pencil as usual. It's difficult to say exactly why this is so appealing. Perhaps it's the juxtaposition of the staid automobile with the dynamism of pencil sharpening. More likely, it's the combination of one horizontal form, the car, contrasted with a vertical form, you, holding a second horizontal form, the pencil. The mind delights in the strange mirroring effect, in which horizontal forms of radically different sizes, the car and the pencil, are woven together by a vertical form that can smile and jump up and down, you. Whatever the reason, this novelty technique is guaranteed to produce a pleasant sensation in the viewer. Indeed, they may recall the image with a chuckle for years to come. A similar effect can be achieved using a bicycle, although it is less dramatic. Another automobile-related novelty technique.
Sorry, I was being a bicycle.
Oh. Another automobile-related novelty technique, not pictured here for legal reasons, is called the pencil sharpening drive-through special. In this technique, you must be inside a car. That's not happening. Order a meal at a fast food restaurant drive-thru. And then, as you pull up to the window to collect your food, begin sharpening a pencil behind the wheel. Either using a pocket sharpener or a hand crank sharpener that you have affixed to your dashboard. Oh, hi there, you say with a grin to the astonished drive-thru window employee. I'm just sharpening a pencil at your restaurant's drive-thru window.
You already laughed this year.
A further grace note can be added as you see fit. Pardon me, but do you have any Grey Poupon for my pencil? Or can I get fries with that shake of my pencil? And here you shake your pencil. Because it's like, there's this common phrase, oh, can I get fries with that shake? And in this context, because you're sharpening a pencil and you want the employee's focus to be on the pencil as well as your extraordinary wit, you would, and also because you're literally at a drive-through window where people sell fries. The confluence of these three events is such that you really should say, excuse me, can I get fries with that shake? And then, of my pencil. You understand that? It's like the singularity. Do people know the concept of the singularity? This is it. Okay? It's not about robots getting so smart they can write poems about themselves. It's about this. Oh, and here you shake your pencil. And a third option is to say, does the humanoid accept pencil shavings as money? And here you dump pencil shavings into your hand and offer them to the employee while speaking in a Martian click language. Round of applause for these two students. One more quick technique and then I'm out of here. Coming to the stage, a 58-year-old man. And sir, what is your name? And
David, I hope you last that long.
to 58?
It's a privilege denied to me.
It shall not be denied to me. I will insist on living to be as old as you. What is your name?
My name's Ted.
Ted. Round of applause for Ted. Now this technique requires silence from the audience, and so I would insist that none of you find the following passage amusing. This is technique 6, Ted. It's called the mind blower. Remember, I don't want you to do anything until I say it. Handing you a number 2 pencil and the Alvin brass bullet sharpener. This is a relatively easy trick, but don't let that blind you to the context in which it undoes 100 years of tradition. Its novelty is due to the fact that most pencils are sharpened horizontally, whether via pocket sharpener, hand crank sharpener, or electric sharpener. There are some contemporary electric pencil sharpeners that require the pencil to be inserted vertically, but those pencils are tooled with the point facing down. This technique's lurid appeal is that you sharpen the pencil with the point sticking up. Start in the standard position for single blade sharpening, with the sharpeners secured between your thumb, index, and middle fingers. Onlookers and passers-by will assume you are going to sharpen a pencil in the traditional manner. Some of them may not even stop to watch. So you can go ahead and stick the pencil in the sharpener horizontally, yes. After capturing your audience's attention with a phrase like, prepare for an inversion of all that is holy, or I'm about to straight skull fuck your mind, rotate your arms 90 degrees counterclockwise so the hand holding the sharpener is directly above the hand holding the pencil, and the tip of the pencil, though obscured by the sharpener, is pointing skyward. Wonderful. Sharpen the pencil by pushing gently up into the sharpener while rotating the shaft of the pencil in the traditional manner. Let the shavings fall to the ground. If this technique is performed with sufficient solemnity, the awed silence of the onlookers will be such that you will be able to hear the sound of delicate cedar shavings landing on the ground like leaves in autumn. This will prime them for a lecture on the transience of life and the impermanence of all things, should you see fit. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Ted. And for all our volunteers this morning, it has been my delight to edify you. I'm going to return you now to the capable hands of Hart. Thank you very much.